I am so excited to have a incredible speaker here with me today. When I heard her speak, something awakened in me and alivened in me where I could feel my feminine power really anchor in. So Gita, it is just so wonderful to have you here with me today. Just going to introduce you real quick. Geeta Sidhu-Robb is the CEO and founder of Nosh Detox. She helps women not only lose weight, but step into their highest potential. She's a health and wellness coach. And I understand, Gita, you were a lawyer and you left the practice because you really wanted to help women. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. And so specifically, I want to say what you said that really caught my attention and is the whole reason why I asked you to be part of the Goddess Summit, by the way. So you were talking about how your opinion of yourself is what matters more than anyone else's opinion. And that just really anchored me into myself because I have been so worried about what other people think. Being a mom, being a coach, just really worrying too much about what people think, and really what we think of ourselves is what matters most. So that really landed for me. Thank you so much. You're such a goddess.
No, it's thank you. But it is really, women are brought up with a huge amount of training in external validation being a primary source of self-reflection so that they see themselves as others see them. So we're brought up to be approved of, and it's a really long journey to go from external validation to internal validation only. And I'm a fan, it sounds a bit brutal, but I'm a fan of saying, your opinion of me is really none of my business. It's my opinion of me that is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. I mean, I'm getting ready to turn 50 years old, and it's like, what do I think of me? That
Yeah.
is what matters.
But
And
that's one of
you,
the freedom of aging, right?
yeah, yeah. But the way you said it, you're just like, no one else matters. I
Yeah.
matter. And like
Yeah.
how you really put yourself forward in such a beautifully aligned and empowered way. It was incredible. So thank you. Thank you for embodying empowerment.
Thank you. And it's very important to me. I think women don't enjoy power enough and we don't love it enough because usually we only see masculine manifestations of power. And you think, I don't want to be like that. If that's power, ew, not me. And I have always thought that being powerful was the most important thing that you could do. And I've been a single parent to my three children my entire adult life from my 20s. And I had to learn to be powerful for myself because it was the opposite of everything I knew and the opposite of how I was brought up and the opposite of every single piece of upbringing that I had and every woman almost has. And so for me, it became a journey to not only understand and how to be powerful, but also the flip side of that was that the more powerful I became, the more feminine I became and the more authentically feminine I became. Because when you look for external approval, you have to manipulate your femininity in order to achieve it on many, many, many levels. Right? You kind of have to, because it's how we look and how we sound and smile and all that stuff. And it turns out that when you actually step into the power that is the divine feminine, the power that is you as your aligned feminine, you become very feminine for you. And it's a completely different femininity because my femininity is very personal now and it isn't there to make someone else happy. If I want to interact or flirt with you and then you like how I look, that's a very different thing. But that's a very specific small slice of my daily life, if that.
I love that so much. I am falling in love with my own power.
Yeah.
And so, through the process and journey of me really stepping fully into my power and not being afraid of it like I used to be,
Yeah.
And then hearing your words and meeting you, it was just like the perfect alignment for me to just drop in and embody
Good.
the power within me. And so that is why we're here right now. And it's just so wonderful to have you here. You're such a powerhouse. I love that you've been a single mom, a lawyer, and now you're this wellness coach for some of the most incredible, powerful women all around the world. And just really rocking your own personal power and your personal journey. So, how wonderful to have you here. I'm so excited about this conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, my first question is, who is the goddess to you? What does the goddess mean? And what does the awakening of the goddess mean for you?
I think that, for me, that's something that's is very internal. Again, it's very feminine, it's very internal. I look and I see and I think about different goddesses if I'm thinking like that. But for me, I honestly believe that it's something that is inside every single one of us. When you come into the source, the kind of the Shakti, the alignment of your inner feminine, then what you're doing is awakening the goddess within you. And I think that when you do that, you're personifying God on earth. And that should almost always be what we're taught from birth, that that's who we're meant to go for and that's who we're meant to be. Because imagine if we brought up a world of just young girls and young women and older women constantly seeing themselves as manifested goddesses. I think it would 100% change how we lived, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Oh, I love that answer. Isn't that
Yeah.
true? Wow. I am just imagining that right now. What a
And
different world we would be living in.
it would, because you would naturally be powerful. You wouldn't have to talk about it or think about it. You would naturally be feminine because the source of your power would be feminine. You would recognize that. And we have such a wrong image around femininity, of it being weak and it being emotional. And it's just the wrong image, basically, because femininity is creation. Femininity is power. It's strength. So if we were all of those things, then, and we felt them every single day, we would show up in very humble, but very, very strong, powerful ways. And we would know what we wanted, and we would know how to ask for what we wanted. And those are two things I think that we're not very good at as women.
It's true. Isn't that true? And that is a direct correlation to how we're brought up and the
100%.
idea of feminine power in our society. What a
Yeah.
great answer.
Thank you very much.